What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News. Today, I want to discuss this Saturday's fight between Jim Miller versus Jared Gordon, UFC 328. But guys, before I get into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly. Help the channel grow. All right, guys, getting right into it. This is a fun fucking fight. Two dogs who just like to push the pace. Jared Gordon, who has been around for quite a long time. Yeah, he's coming off of a weird loss to Rafa Garcia, September TKO loss in a fight where, if I'm not mistaken, he got into some sort of like accident, like either fight week or the day of the fight. Something happened where I want to say he got hit by a car and it really hurt his knee. And you can tell he was definitely affected by it in the fight. And it, really led me to question, why would you do that, right? Like, it's like, you want to show up for your fans, you want to show up for the UFC, but at the end of the day, you got to show up for yourself. And the UFC is not going to do you any favors. Sometimes they do keep giving fighters, yes men, more opportunities, but Jared Gordon is the type of guy who doesn't need more opportunities. And if he takes his stuff, worry about getting his hand raised more than pleasing everybody else around him. I know he has coaches to pay and all these things, but at the end of the day, you're going to lose out on thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars thinking about one fight check, which could affect, with that TKO loss, could be the beginning of the end for a guy like Jared Gordon, who's 35 now? He's 37. And, back and forth on some losses. Jared Gordon is the definition of like weird fights, right? You have the Paddy Pimblett, where he definitely won that fight, got robbed. The Bobby Green with the head clash. Rafa Garcia fight. Weird things tend to happen in Jared Gordon fights, at least as of recently, usually kind of against him, right? Usually doesn't go his way. But discussing the fighter in Jared Gordon, right? Good pressure, good wrestling, really good tight boxing, good leg kicks. He's just really good at everything. He's a really good definition of what a mixed martial artist should be. He's not, he's not going to blow your socks off in any really true one department. I think he's more of a better wrestler than he is, a striker, but he's just kind of very well-rounded, just a well-oiled machine as a mixed martial artist. He can just kind of do it all very well. Goes for the finish, has good power, showed that against Mark Madsen, showed that against Thiago Moises. It just pushes the pace really well. And if he's healthy, he should get the job done against Jim Miller here, who at 40, this is how big his Wikipedia page is. Like, I have to keep scrolling up. 42 years old, right? But definitely doesn't fight like he's 42, but you're starting to see the wear and tear. And he's coming off the loss against Chase Hooper, where that was definitely like the case of the fight. He wasn't really able to kind of break off on the distance that Chase Hooper was able to establish early on in that fight, and just lacked the explosiveness to really kind of get the job done. But my God, Jim Miller. The future Hall of Famer, right? Before that, sub Damon Jackson, had the lopsided loss to Bobby King Green, but he was dispatching guys like Gabriel Benitez, the Jesse Butler fight, which I think was just like a really good example of an up and comer against the wily old vet who just still has something to prove. Sub Donald Cerrone, Nicholas Mota, Eric Gonzalez, he was able to knock those guys out. And this is just like recently, the past few years. Jim Miller has been in the UFC since I was 14 years old. I'm 32. Like, that's fucking nuts. Like, that he's been in the UFC. It's not like he's been professional. This motherfucker has been at the top of his game since I was a freshman in high school. That's nuts to me. Absolutely nuts to me. Like, the definition of an Iron Man in the sport, like, of longevity, the Cal Ripken Jr. of MMA in a sense. But here against Jared Gordon, Jared's no spring chicken either, but I think that at 37, he's still hanging on to more of his prime than clearly where Jim Miller is, where he has the abilities to slow the fight down. But I think Jared is just kind of like, I don't want to say equaled experience, but definitely, he's definitely not lacking in experience, right? So I think I'm going to take Jared Gordon by decision. I don't think he's going to be able to finish Jim Miller, who, has a lot to fight for. He's had issues with his son's health A lot of that's going on. So he has a lot to fight for. But I think Jared Gordon, if he goes in there healthy, I think he's going to get the job done this Saturday. But guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you guys have Jim Miller? Do you guys have Jared Gordon? Love to hear your guys' thoughts. But that's going to do it for today. Mr. Mustache, MMA News out. Let's fucking go, fight fans.